you guys, I'm here with Jill Hafley, a friend of mine, and a dog behaviorist. Hi Jill.
Hey Katie.
Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
You guys may remember about a year ago we were at National Mill Dog Rescue and I adopted a dog that then named Blondie, then later named Cosette, and I needed help, and Jill was a person who came out to teach me how to deal with my dog very effectively, right? And I think within a half hour you had Cosette listening to my commands and totally trained.
Completely.
And to this day, she's the best dog ever. Now, you have very kindly and generously offered to help people whose animals, particularly dogs, have been affected negatively by the Waldo Canyon fire.
That's right.
So I guess when people are stressed, it trickles down and affects their dogs.
Yeah, whatever energy people have, their dogs react to that.
Okay.
And if the people are stressed, and of course they are,
of course,
that's going to fade down into their animals.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of things, how does that stress and anxiety that people feel, how does that manifest itself into animals and dogs?
Well, they get destructive sometimes. You come home and the house will be destroyed. Things on the countertops in the kitchen are gone.
Swiped off.
Swiped off. Maybe glass is broken. Things out of the sink are gone.
Chewing.
Absolutely, chewing on walls, chewing your shoes, whatever you've left out, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be gone.
And not using their usual, potty behavior.
That's right. Some dogs actually relieve themselves in the home, which isn't good.
When they used to be potty trained.
So anything that they're doing that they never used to do.
Okay.
They're being affected by that.
Right, and that's how the stress manifests itself. So what can you do to alleviate and fix these problems?
Well, I need to see the dynamic in place. So when I go over to people's houses, I see how they're responding to their dogs and see why the dogs are reacting the way they are. And then I explain to people, this is what you're doing, this is why it's affecting your dog, and this is how you can fix that.
Okay, one thing I learned from Jill is that it's often the person, the owner of the dog, has a big role in how the dog is behaving.
Yeah, 90% of this is people.
Which is hard to hear because we want to think, oh, it's the dog's problem. They're not behaving. But you told me that I was acting like I was the private in the home and my dog was the general.
That's correct.
And I couldn't believe that. I thought I was being very commanding, and you were like, no, you're not. No. You're letting this little 10-pound thing control your household. So you look at the people's behavior and give them a lot of information, and that helps.
They typically don't see it because it's so subtle.
It is subtle.
It is.
And we don't realize, like, non-verbally the kinds of things we're doing and signals we're giving.
Right.
So how long does it take usually, in this case, when the Waldo Canyon fire people and their dogs? Do you have to go in and spend hours, or?
Yeah, it depends on the severity of the issue. Usually I go in and it lasts about an hour, hour and a half, and then if we need to, we set up something else where I can come back. But it's always helpful to do the session wherever the dog is exhibiting its behavior. So people can come to me with their dogs, but as soon as they take them back home, the dogs will revert back to whatever it is they were doing initially. Because typically people don't make their dogs do what they want them to do in their home because they don't want to hurt their dog's feelings, or they think that they're going to physically harm them, and that's not the case at all. At first, we don't want to do any harm to the dog, obviously.
Right.
And then we move on from there.
Okay.
And the point is that people need to see what it is that they're doing and how their energy affects their dog.
Exactly.
And we address that, and then we fix it.
Wonderful. And so if people want help from you, how do they get a hold of you?
2 different ways. They can call me on my cell phone, and that's 719-896-0362. Or they can get me through my website, and that's trainedfamilydog.com.
All right, Jill, thank you so much. I know you did such wonderful work for me, and it's so great that you're offering your services for free for everybody else who's been affected by the fire. That is truly a positive story that's come out of that situation.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, thank you.